Bang! Neves Knives. I'm Jared, and today's video is all USA made. Celebrating the 4th of July, and I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud to show off some USA made knives. Let's get into it. Buck, USA made Buck Marksman. It uses the strong locking mechanism, great action, hollow ground blade. Now I will say there's a lot on this list, so I'm probably gonna miss some, but let's get through them pretty quickly. Next, we have a ZT0393. Micarta scales. Some of these in this video are not mine, like this one, but that's okay. They still represent just as much. So beautiful knife. Love this knife. This is a Hinderer design made by Zero Tolerance. Next, we have Spyderco Shaman. This one's an S30V red micarta RC blade work. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't RC. This one was this R? No, I don't remember. It has some micarta scales. I think it's RC blade works. Great action. And yeah, man, what an awesome knife the Spyderco Shaman is. It has a compression lock. Amazing knife, amazing knife. We have the Hinder XM18 3-inch with, this one has maroon micarta scales, titanium frame lock, 20 CV. This one is the non-flipper. I think the non-flipper is the best version of the Hinderers. Yeah. Great knife. Love this little guy. Next, we have a Benchmade Anthem. One of the best Benchmades made, in my opinion. They have, a unique style access lock that is on an integral. So it's one solid piece of titanium, 20 CV blade steel. Amazing action and knife. Another Benchmade, the Benchmade 940. Just a classic. Everybody knows the Benchmade 940, man. Great classic knife. Been around for a long time. Next, a Microtech Mini Socom in 154 cm. This thing is in brand new condition, but it is from 1999. What an amazing little auto. They did make these in manual versions as well. Action is still phenomenal. The whole thing is still in perfect condition. What a collector piece. Gotta love this knife. Next, we have an Alien Knives custom slip. No, I don't want to say slip joint. What are these things called? A friction folder. Sorry, a friction folder. So this is a little friction folder that was custom made by Alien Knives. It's a little tiny razor or a cleaver blade, but it is badass, and it has a, was I doing that way? No, this way. No, this way. Has a little neck sheath for it, and this was the first one he ever made. So shout out to Alien Knives. Now, another one, I do not have all my knives here, but this is just, all the knives that I have here today. And this is a Schrade Old Timer. Oh, I need to clean this tip up a little bit, but it is a classic. Nevertheless, it is a back lock. It's very similar to the Buck 110, and yeah, definitely is an awesome, well-built knife. This is an old one. I'm not sure what year this one was made. I could probably, 1991 is what that says. I don't know if that's when this was made or not, but it's old, it's beautiful, it's USA made, and that's what matters. Next, the Spyderco Yo Jumbo. Spyderco Yo Jumbo. Hollow ground Wharncliffe blade, nice and thin behind the edge. I love it when I see Spyderco do some deep hollow grinds like that. It does have a compression lock, and this thing is not small. It is a beast. Next, we have another Hinderer XM18 3-inch, but this one is the flipper version. M390 blade steel. It is on the tri-way, and this one has the fuller for the reverse flick. This one's all titanium. I might switch the scales on these two fellas right here, but let's get to the next one. Medford Slim Midi. Woo! One of my favorite knives in my collection. I love this thing. Nice and thin, and look at the falling leaf pattern. It's just beautiful. This thing's gorgeous. Riding on ceramic bearings that are stupid smooth. The action is insane, but it's also just extremely well done. I love the hollow ground blade. This one's an S35 VN blade steel. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Love this one. I love them all, though. Next, we got another little buck. I don't know the number. It's the 283 Plus. Just a little, you know, little junk drawer knife, but still a knife, man. Still a knife. And it has a drop point hollow ground blade, so very cool. Very cool little backlock. Next, Benchmade Griptilian. Love the Benchmade Griptilians. These, you know, you can get them in G10 with 20 CV. This one's the S30V version with the FRN handles. We have the access lock. This is my favorite version of the Benchmade Griptilian, meaning the sheep's foot with the hole version. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Next, Spyderco Manics 2XL. This is the big boy. And I do have the regular version coming up really soon. What an amazing knife. It's a big knife, but man, very capable, like in a way like where you can wield it like a small knife, but it is a large knife. And man, what a great blade shape, great ergos, great everything, really strong locking mechanism. I love this knife. Love it. I love all the Manicses. Next, we have a Hinderer buoy. Now, this one is the non-choil. Great action. It is on the tri-way pivot, 20 CV. Beautiful clip point blade. Great action, great flipping action and thumb stud action. The detent is tuned really nice on this one. And you can see the beautiful bronze titanium frame lock and the green G10 scale. Great, great knife. Great representation of a USA made knife. Now this next one is not being made anymore, but the Quest Custom Gent. This was a USA made company. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know why they shut down, but whatever they're doing, I'd love to know. But I love the knife. Great knife. Hollow ground. They call it a Warncliffe, but I call it a sheep's foot blade. Nice inlays with carbon fiber on both sides. Great flipping action. And yeah, large knife, but very, very, it's a large knife, but it's not at the same time. It's like that perfect EDC size. Great size. Microtech Socom Elite. I think this is one of the best tactical knives out there. Nice, thick, heavy-duty blade stock that does get down to a nice and thin edge. Aluminum chassis or handle that has lots and lots of screws. It's built extremely tough. I mean, this thing is a very, very tough knife. It is definitely considered a hard use knife, even though it is a titanium liner lock. Great thumb stud action. Great ergos, great everything, man. This thing, it's just a well-made knife. I love this knife. Microtech Socom Elite. Next, we have the Demco AD20. And just so you guys know, this list is just random. This is not in no particular order. Amazing, amazing knife. One of the hardest use knives in my collection, I would imagine, because of this shark lock that's super, super tough. And it's very fidgety, but the ergos are great. The blade stock's nice and thick. Very tough, tough knife. And it looks good too. It definitely has a great sounding mechanism, or the mechanism has a great sound to it. I just love that sound. But yeah, fantastic knife. Next, the Hinderer Halftrack. Now this one's in 20 CV. Great ergos. This one is the half track, so it's the small version. They do have a full track. You can see Kara's been getting some love out of it. She's definitely carried it quite a bit. I've carried it a few times myself because it's such a good knife, man. I mean, it's a great little utility razor. It's like basically like an overbuilt utility razor on steroids. But yeah, fantastic knife. It also comes in other blade shapes. This just happens to be the Wharncliffe version. Great, great knife. The build is just amazing on these. Next, we got another Hinderer. The Hinder XM24 with the beautiful titanium scale. Woo! This thing is sweet. The action is amazing on this XM24. It's just so perfect. The build quality is second to none. I mean, this thing is, the build quality is amazing on this thing. It is built so tough, and it feels like it. But it is a hard use knife, so you can expect it, especially from a USA made company. Beautiful knife as well. Not a small knife. It's definitely a beast. Next, we have another Demco AD15 Custom. This one has the titanium lock, and it's the oh man, I can't remember what this lock is called. But anyways, amazing. Scorpion lock. The Scorpion lock. Great action on these. This one is in the Joker design. I think that's what it's called. But great, great knife. Awesome build. Awesome everything. And it cuts pretty good too for such a hard use knife. And when you're squeezing it, you actually make it stronger because you're holding pressure on the lock face. So, but it's very easy to disengage if you're holding that lock. You can just push it right out, or you can pull it back and swing it. But just locked up like this, it's extremely solid. Next, the Oz Roosevelt. This knife is super impressive. So impressive. I love this knife. I really do. It is not mine, but yeah, it's a sweet knife, and it's got a review coming very, very soon. This thing just melts in your hand. The action is amazing. These things, I know they're hard to get, but you know, over time, people are going to be able to get them more and more. Nice and slicey, beautiful action. I love the detent system they got on this. That's all for the review, though. Next, Buck Mesa, USA made Buck Mesa with a clip point recurve blade, hollow ground recurve blade. Amazing micarta. I really do like this micarta. It's some of the most comfortable micarta I felt in hand. It offers a little bit of texture, but the thickness and the depth, it's just perfect. It's perfect for my hand. Nice and slicey blade for a fixed blade, especially being a hollow ground blade. But yeah, the quality of the micarta is really nice. Also comes in a sheath. And I got this thing for $17. USA made, 17 bucks on a clearance sale. Next, the Chris Reeve Sabenza 21. This one has the beautiful wood inlays. Oh, so sexy. And mine also is stupid smooth, but mine, I put these new thumb studs on, and I love these thumb studs versus the originals. Great action. And even for the slow roll is so much better. My pivot is all the way tight. It's just this one's broken in very, very smooth. Oh, did I do that the right way? Would it go that way? I think I'm doing it wrong. Anyways, next. Spyderco PM2 in K390, my favorite steel. Mine looks like it needs to have a little wipe down, but amazing, amazing knife. Beautiful micarta scales, great action, and yeah, my favorite PM2 is definitely the K390, especially since it is my favorite steel. I also have the regular G10 scales that came with this. Amazing, amazing knife. I love this knife as a tool, as a work knife. It's just fantastic. Gotta love the PM2. Next, we have the Kershaw Bearknuckle. Now, USA made, this also comes in an M390 version or a 20CV version. This one's the original one in 14C28N, my favorite budget mid-grade steel. And yeah, fantastic knife and fantastic budget. You can get one of these for like 65 bucks. Great flipping action. It is an aluminum scaled knife with a, what they call their sub frame lock, because it has a steel frame that's screwed in from the other side. Great action, great knife, and a great way to get into USA made knives on a budget. TRM Atom. Now, or is this the Neutron? Man, I always mess that up. Anyways, the TRM Neutron. The TRM Atom, sorry. TRM Atom. Next, the TRM Atom in 20CV. TRM's doing an amazing job. This thing is so smooth. It's ridiculously smooth. I mean, you know, when you hear frictionless, this thing is definitely that. Great thumb stud action. Beautiful carbon fiber scales, nice and thin blade stock. I think it's 90 thousandths. It's about 20 thousandths behind the edge, but because the blade is so thin, it slices really good. Nice full-size knife, titanium spring clip. Great, or deep carry spring clip. Great knife, man. Love this one. And this one, you can take the scales off and pop them right back on with just these two little screws. It's really easy. So you can dress them up and dress them down extremely fast and easy. Next, we have, oh, let's just do another TRM. The TRM Shadow, my favorite TRM knife. I'm so glad I got one of these. Man, this thing is such an awesome knife. Great slicer, nice and thin. Thin, you know, it's a thin slicing beast. I mean, this thing cuts so good, and the steel was done really good too. Took a nasty sharp edge, and it holds up really good. I've definitely had good results from TRM's 20CV G10 scales. Just an amazing knife. Access lock that feels like really good quality too, the access lock. Next, another axis lock, the Benchmade Mini Griptilian, that's missing a screw. Oh no. Oh no. I'm missing a screw, guys. Oh man, hopefully I find that, because that holds in this side of the scale. It goes down like this and loops around. I'll find it. If not, I'll have Benchmade send it to me. It's still rock solid though. But yeah, this was my first Benchmade, was the Benchmade 940. This was from Kara, as you can see. And this one's in 154 cm, so you can see how long ago that was, because they originally had them all like that. Then they switched to S30V. And talking about them in their S30V, we have the Benchmade Bugout with aftermarket scales. This is black burlap micarta S30V blade. What a great knife, man. This thing is a great little user. It's not a big knife. It's a, you know, regular medium-sized knife that slices really good. Good ergos, nice and lightweight, very easy to carry. You don't even realize you have a knife on you, but you do have a full-size, very capable knife. Nice, strong locking mechanism, too. Next, Spyderco Manics 2. Whew, this one took a nasty sharp edge. I do got a couple little chips up there, but S30V aftermarket Flytanium scales with the Flytanium cage. I love this knife. I think this is one of like the best just user knives for a, you know, for USA made, you know, in a reasonable price range knife that anybody can get. So great knife. And they also make it in lightweight versions, and there's so many different versions of this. Another Benchmade Griptilian, the Mini Griptilian. This is my favorite version of the Mini Griptilian, meaning the sheep's foot blade shape. Yes, I'd rather have the 20CV G10 version, but I don't. It's a little knife, but a very capable little knife. Great blade shape. It works so good. And it looks good too. I used to think the Griptilian was ugly until I seen it in the sheep's foot blade like this, and I was like, oh man, that does look good. Yeah, I like it. Next, we have Medford Eris. Little tiny little guy, but awesome. Awesome knife. It is a compact little guy in CPM D2 flamed titanium scales. Listen to that sound. Oh, hopefully it does it again. Anyways, it has a really nice ching. There we go. Great little knife. Next, we have another Kershaw, the Kershaw Launch 4. Now, this one I sharpened all to hell, and I did it to make just a little razor at work for opening things up. You can see the USA flag flying backwards. Very, very cool little knife. Aluminum scales. This isn't automatic, but great knife. I have no doubt I won't miss a couple USA made knives, but this is the Bear & Sons, very affordable Balisong. These are USA made. You can get these for like 40 bucks. Very, very, very affordable. Nice hollow ground, clip point blade. And yeah, great knife. And I broke the other one, which was a trainer. Then we have the Kershaw Knockout. Very similar to the Bearknuckle, except for this one has a spring in it. So it is assisted. I've had this for a very long time. It's been heavily beat and used and loved. The lockup's 100%. But hey, she's still ticking, which says a lot. USA quality. Next, we have another ZT0450. Man, I used to love this knife, but I kind of hate it now because of my experience with this particular one. I've experienced other ones which was better, but this one just did not treat me good, and it was a big letdown to ZT from this particular knife. Now, I've had great experiences after that, but this one, man, it just kind of upset me. But that's not what this video is about. USA made, and I'll tell you what, the 0450 is a great little EDC knife. It is awesome. This was just one of the older models that didn't have a great heat treat, but the newer ones are doing a lot better. Titanium frame lock, S35VN, and yeah, fantastic action on these things. If you want to feel great flipping action, the ZT0450 has a great detent. Sticking with the same company, Kai, we have the Kershaw Leak. Love this little guy. 14C28N, aluminum scales, liner lock. Was assisted, but now I de-assisted it. Next, we have BGM. A BGM knife. Now, this one I'm still testing. This is one of Talica's knives, but yeah, awesome, awesome heat treat. The difference between a custom heat treat and a production heat treat is night and day. Oh, this thing is screaming sharp with not even a high grit edge. I mean, this is like a 600 grit edge right here that I'm testing it on, and then I'll go and polish it before I send it back. This is crew wear, by the way. Great, great knife. Check out BGM knives. Hog Rotor RSK MK1 or G2 or whatever. It's a Hog Rotor RSK Mini. That's what it is. And it's 20 CV, USA made. These are all USA made. I don't know why I keep saying that. Access lock. Awesome little knife. Very similar to the Benchmade Griptilian or Mini Griptilian. Next, we have, now this one, this is a USA made company. We have the Olamic Whippersnapper, but the Whippersnapper, I believe their parts are made in Italy and then sent back over here and then assembled and hand finished and put together and everything in America. So it is still a USA made company, and you know, I'm not sure all the details on that, but it's still a USA company and a USA made knife. It's just some of the parts I think are made in Italy. But fantastic knife, man. This thing has ridiculous action and is so beautiful. And these things are so customizable. You can get them in so many different configurations. Love this knife. Southern Grind Spider Monkey. This one's in copper scales and 20 CV. Or no, this one's an S35VN. I'm sorry, S35VN. Liner lock. Great action. Very, very smooth. And yeah, awesome knife. Awesome, awesome knife. Medford USMC fighter folder flipper with a drop point hollow ground blade titanium frame lock. This is supposed to represent basically a folding K-bar, and it has a flipper. It is a flipper knife, but you can also reverse flick it. It is a beast of a knife, and I love every bit of it. Talk about representing the USA. Awesome, awesome knife. What a beast. Pink Spyderco Native 5. Spyderco Native 5. Awesome, awesome knife. This one's an S35 VN, and yeah, this one has an aftermarket clip. It is the lightweight version. Awesome knife. Next, we have the Benchmade Barrage, I believe it is. It's an Osborne edition. I believe that's the name of this one. I'll write it on the screen if I'm wrong about it. This one happens to be Floydian's knife, but it is here nevertheless. And awesome action on that assisted opening. So very, very cool knife. Definitely a tough knife as well. A little Essie USA made survival knife. Very, very cool. Serrated. Has an edge right here, but no edge at the tip. Very strong sheath on it that hooks to your belt. Awesome little knife. Next, we have the Benchmade Morpho 51. This is a D2 G10 titanium linered ballast song made by Benchmade with a clip, a spring for the oh man, I can't think of the name of this, for, you know, the lock to close it. You know, you just squeeze it and it springs open. Awesome titanium backspacer, great knife. It is a clip, I don't know, spear point blade, I would say, spear point blade. Awesome, awesome knife though, the Morpho 51. These things are pretty hard to get, or at least they were, that exact version. Next, we have, and we'll just call this the last one because this video wound up being longer than I expected, but we have a custom Nell knife. USA made, obviously, in Utah. And this one has zirconium, wood, titanium liner, zirconium clip. It's just so beautiful. This thing is a beautiful example of a custom knife. The action is stupid smooth. It's frictionless. Great, great knife. It really shows like the level of caliper a USA company can make a knife. Very, very small flipper tab, but works perfectly. Beautiful hand satin grind. Zirconium that's polished is very fingerprinty. I will wipe it off right after. The wood is gorgeous. Everything's done so good on this knife. The tolerances are super tight on this thing. Fantastic knife. So there you guys go. I love you guys. Go USA. And yeah, peace.